All right, I like to think of this as one move away from complete disaster. This is Chess960. You might enjoy this one, Randy. As you can see, the back row scrambled, as is typical of 960, and playing against a guy from I don't know from where he's from, but anyway, he's a good player. 1647. I'm at 1546, so he's a much better player than I am. Nevertheless, we start off. I'm playing white this time. Uh, I tried to. Okay, so he's not willing to take the center. I'll go ahead and do it anyway, and I'll take it. Have an open game. Um, I find that when the rooks are crowded like this, in other words, they're together. It doesn't happen all the time. You might as well open up some sort of lane for. I'm sorry for the bishops, and so basically it becomes an open game. Uh, Choose to put the bishop in, controlling the center squares, of course, the D, E, the CE, and the E squares, and try to make room for castle. Try castle on the queen side, which is not usually recommended. Nevertheless, I do it anyway because I want to make sure I want to attack the king on the king side. Of course, he did the right thing by castling on the king side. Um, so I'll take the uh, king away from the center as much as possible. Knight threatens my very significant bishop here because the bishop is aimed toward the king. So I want to save that bishop. He's moving up the e pawn in a very aggressive manner. I try to get the knight away from there. Okay, at this point, the GDF 5 is a good space to attack the queen, but of course it's protected by the bishop. So I'm going to have to wait here, try to get the bishop out of the way so I can threaten the uh, h pawn as well as the queen. So I might as well take that pawn and open up the lanes, isolating the central pawn on this side, which is not defended. Well, it's defended, but obviously not defended by the other pawns. So it's time to attack. There's no point trying to defend at all times. So he attacks too. He does a very good attack. So here I go with the bishop. Might as well open up that F5 square, which I find it to be very significant. Nevertheless, he's attacking my knight with his pawn. I try to get away from that attack, although it would have probably been better to put the knight on the C5 square. As he takes it, he does me a bit of a favor. He takes it with the um, queen. He's obviously a pawn ahead at this point. I could threaten with the bishop, but I just want to see what he does at this point. It's pretty even, so he's threatening to take the bishop. Might as well take that knight. I keep that uh, queen busy. Get that bishop out of the way, which has been bothering me for a while. Gets the rook on the C lane. Take the knight. Now this is a good position. Obviously, I can take the rook at this point by going to the E7 square, but obviously it's protected by the knight. At this point, it looks like he's ready to attack my king. I take the pawn, and as you can see, this is very much a mate for black, uh, where the B pawn is not defended at all. It's even attacked by the A pawn. Nevertheless, I take a check, and that beautiful pawn on the G side is going to give me the checkmate. That pretty much ended. So as you can see, one should never give up. There's always a chance. There's always a way of getting out of a jam. Well, maybe not always, but certainly if you have the right position, this will give you a nice approach to a decent attack. In this case, I guess, as usual, I'm lucky under the certain circumstances, but